All right, it's bad enough to have a friend get killed. That's bad. But it is the impact on the families that's worse than the impact on me as a friend. There was a lieutenant that came in June of '69, flew together. I was aircraft commander and he was my co-pilot. He had had a baby right before he left. And this is one of those things I always say, this is something you should never do if you're in combat. We did a deal where if something happens to me, you're going to go visit the family. And if something happens to you, I'll go visit your family. And he gets killed. And it took me about 14 years to go do that. I couldn't make myself do it. But I finally did it. And it's one of the best things that I ever did. It helped the family. What I finally did was, he's from a little town just south of Tupelo, Mississippi. I wrote a letter to the mayor of that little town. I just said, I'd like to get in touch with the widow. Turns out the mayor he said, yeah, I was his Boy Scoutmaster. And so he said, I'll talk to the family. Leslie's dad wrote me a letter back and said, yes, on your travel, please stop by. So I did that, stopped in, and there was the mom, the dad. Kimberly is the daughter. The wife was not there. She was brought over later. The brother, Butch, he was there. The sister couldn't make herself come to see me. So I get there, we sit around, we talk, this and that. And during the conversation, the mom has to get up and leave the room. And so it's time to go. And I go out and get in the car. And Kim, who's like 14, she comes out and she just reaches in. I'm in the car. She gives me this big hug, and thanks me for being there. And I said, do you want to talk some more? She goes, yeah, I do. And I don't know whose idea it was, but somebody's idea was, let's go out to Leslie's grave. So she says, all right, I got to go ask Grandpa if I can do this, And so we go in and, yeah, it's okay. So we go out there and I have no idea what we talked about. But we talked for a long time.
She said that nobody will talk about him. She found her mom burning her dad's letters in the fireplace, and she stopped and she got to save some of them, but nobody would tell her about her dad.
Yep. I was the first person from the unit who knew him to make contact with the family. And we have maintained a relationship ever since.